Good morning, everybody. Welcome to LisaBug Vin-Yin Yoga. And I call this Vin-Yin because I have a combination of vinyasa-style flow in our first half of class, which is more of a moving, vivacious style of yoga. Of course, you're going at your own pace, followed by Yin-style, which is dedicated to really holding some stretches for a longer period of time, lengthening out the muscle, lengthening out the connective tissue. And I had a special request for today's class for the spine. So the cervical spine, we're going to be working on neck through rotation, lateral flexion of the cervical spine, and then also rotation of the rest of the spine in our yin poses. So I'd like for you to start on your mat standing. And I want you to find what will be the top of your mat. And if you want to do any of the poses with your hands on a chair, I have my chair in that direction. I also have a pillow here, as you might notice, and that's going to be an option for you to have for the yin poses. So if you've got your bed pillow, you might want to go grab that really quick as well. So let's start at the top of our mat in mountain pose. And just for a moment, see how tall you can stand and see how deeply you can ground into your feet. And feel the gravity pulling the lower half of your body into the earth while you're increasing the length of your spine by lifting upward towards the sky from your waistline up, almost creating a split in your body in the midsection. We'll take 2 breaths here, deeply in through the nose, out through the nose. And 1 more in through the nose, out through the nose. And if your eyes are closed, you can blink them open. We'll sweep the arms out and up. Take a little slight baby back bend. And then exhale, soften your knees and come into a half forward fold. So not all the way down quite yet, just starting to gently flex the spine. And inhale, rise back up, baby back bend. Exhale, soften the knees into a half forward fold. Now you can lift your arms straight forward, or you can swan dive and sweep them out and around as you come down, and around and out as you come up. So I want you to follow the movement of your breath and link that with the movement of your body. Start to sink a little deeper into your forward bend each time as your body allows. Checking in with your hamstrings and your lower back, the backs of the lower legs. Everything's loosening up. We have 1 more repetition. And then as we inhale, we'll hold at the top. Press the palms together. Drop your thumbs into the heart and sink into chair. And sitting into chair, feel your knees tracking straight ahead. You can have your feet tight together or your feet hips distance apart. And just turn your body to the right. And look behind you and make sure that your left knee didn't jut forward. Then come back to center. Turn your body to the left, look behind you. Make sure your right knee doesn't move forward. And come to center. Now we'll inhale and rise. And as we exhale and sit into chair, we'll turn to the right. And inhale, rise. Exhale, sit into chair, turn to the left. So as you go at your own pace, alternating sides, start to find more range of motion in your twist. And maybe you can actually touch your opposite elbow to your knee. I'm not there yet. It's going to take me a while to really warm up the spine. And if you don't get there, that's okay too. Your chair can be a baby one, just down slightly, or you can sink a little deeper into those legs. Really sit back into the heels, bend the knees deeply. And I seem to find when I sit into a deeper chair, obviously I can touch the elbow to knee the lower I go. And make sure your low back feels okay with that. Let's take one more twisting chair to each side. Looking way over the shoulder. And once you've finished, just come right down into the center and hold basic chair pose. Now we'll inhale and circle sweep the arms out and up, stretch. Exhale, swan dive down into your forward bend. We'll step the left foot back into a lunge and keep your fingertips on the floor, or you can use blocks or your chair to put your body a little bit more upright. Back knee can also drop down to the mat where you can keep it lifted. And we'll open up into a twist to the right and extend, looking up toward the fingertips. And there shouldn't be a lot of pressure on your bottom wrist. So I want you to use your core to stay gently lifted. And one more breath. Then as you exhale, release that hand back down to the mat. And we'll step back to all fours, hands and knees. So both knees drop down to the mat. Again, twisting to the right, we'll inhale, open, and exhale to thread the needle, reaching underneath. We'll hold this thread the needle 3 breaths. Left arm can reach to the top of the mat, or it can wrap behind your lower back. Hips are nice and balanced and level. May feel a little bit of a stretch here in the neck. On your third exhalation, press that left hand back down into the mat. Inhale and open, reach. And exhale, hand comes down. We tuck the toes, lift the hips, come into downward facing dog. And we'll press that right heel down into the mat by bending the left knee. Remember, you can use your chair for down dog. We'll be here for a little bit, so you can also come down to your elbows. And then let's switch. Press the left heel, bending the right knee. And then let's press both heels down toward the mat, lift the sitting bones up, really push off of the hands. And we'll lift the right leg up, and you can see that foot underneath. I want you to rotate your ankle 3 to 5 times one direction, and then reverse. You can come down to all fours if this feels more comfortable for this work. And then lift that leg up as high as you can reach it. Then look toward your hands and take a big step back up to the top of your mat. Now, if this foot doesn't make it all the way up, I want you to grab your ankle and give yourself another big step. And we'll open out into that same side twist that we did before. Reach, 3 breaths. Gazing up toward the fingertips, or if that's not comfortable, you can look down toward the floor. Right in the middle. On that third exhalation, reach back down to the mat. Step your back foot forward as we come into forward bend. When you're ready, reverse swan dive all the way up, reach. And then press the palms at heart center. If you feel comfortable closing your eyes for a moment, just check in and notice how your body's feeling after that sequence. On that side, make sure everything feels fine for your body as we move through the second side. So we'll inhale, circle sweep the arms, stretch up. Exhale, swan dive down into your forward bend. This time we'll step the right foot back, way back behind you. Option to drop your right knee to the floor or keep it lifted as we open up to the left this time for our twist. And again, there shouldn't be a lot of pressure. I can actually take my hand off the mat that I'm using to support myself with, so you're not using a lot of your arm, that bottom arm. And let's exhale, reach the hand back down to the floor, step back to all fours, so both knees will drop. Make sure your shoulders are over your wrists, and we'll twist to the left again. Inhale, reach. Exhale and thread the needle. And we'll hold this 3 breaths. This top arm can reach out long to the top of your mat or wrap behind your back. Ooh, this feels tighter on this side. I'm really kind of surprised. So just notice what your body's feeling. Only take it to that place that it's fine for you today. And one more breath. And press that right hand back down into the mat to push yourself up. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, let the hand find the mat, tuck your toes under, lift the hips up into your down dog. And we'll bend the left knee to press the right heel down, stretch. And switch, really elongating those muscles of the posterior chain from the bottom of the foot all the way up through the glutes. And both heels press down. And then we'll lift the left leg. You can see the foot underneath your body and circle the ankle 3 to 5 times. And reverse. And notice you're getting a great stretch here on your right calf as you're doing the left ankle circle. And then we'll lift that left leg up, really reach it. Look towards your hands and swing it through. Take a nice big step. If it doesn't make it all the way up, give it some assistance. And we'll twist again to the left side. Rotate open. Reaching. Notice your neck, cervical spine, the mid-back, the thoracic spine, the low back, the lumbar spine. And then bring that hand back down to the mat. Step the back foot forward, back into your forward bend. When you're ready, we'll rise up. Inhale. Press palms at heart center. And exhale. So we are going to move a little quicker through this series of movements and create a flow. Inhale, circle sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive into forward bend. Step the left foot back into lunge. Open and twist to the right. One breath, inhale. Exhale, place that hand down to the mat. Push to all fours, hands and knees. Take a moment to adjust your position. Then twisting again to the right. Inhale, open. Thread the needle, exhale. Holding one breath here. Exhale. Open back out, inhale, reach. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog, drop both heels down. Lift your right leg, stretch it up, reach. And then swing it all the way through into your lunge. Take a moment to make sure that foot is underneath your knee. Then we'll open back to the right one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Hand comes down. Step the back foot forward. Forward bend. Reverse your swan dive, coming all the way up. Reach. Press the palms and draw thumbs into your heart. I'll pause here for a moment if you're catching up at your own pace with these movements. And then we've got one more round on the other side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, dive down. Step your right foot back. Open into your twist to the left. Hold one breath. Inhale. Exhale. Lower that left hand down. Push back to all fours. Hands and knees drop. Twisting again to the left. Inhale. And thread the needle. Exhale. Reach through. And we'll hold here one breath. Inhale. And exhale. Press back into that right hand. Open out. Reach up. Inhale. Exhale. Hands down to the mat. Tuck your toes. Lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Press both heels into the earth. Left leg lifts. Reach it up as high as you can. Breathe. And then looking toward your hand, step that foot all the way up. Help it along the way if you need to. And then we'll twist one more time to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Reach that left hand back down to the mat. Step the back foot forward into forward bend. And reverse swan dive, come all the way up, reach through the fingertips, press the palms, and thumbs draw into the heart. Now step out wide, so you're at the long edge of your mat, facing forward. And so now I'm going to give my direction cues as this being the right side, since that's the side you're looking at towards the camera, and this being the left. So let's turn your right foot out and come into warrior two on that right side. And stretch. And breathe. Now when we twist with warrior two, what I want to do is keep my pelvis in neutral. And then your hands can go right here to the shoulders. And I just want you to rotate toward the front leg as much as you can without moving your pelvis. And then come to the other side, rotating the other direction. And rotate, front leg. And rotate to the back leg. Now, if it feels comfortable for your shoulders, you can extend your arms completely out long, rotate. And if it bothers your shoulders to hold them up, you can just place your hands right at your waist and rotate. And rotate. Let's take one more each direction. And then come right to center into your warrior two. Look out over the fingertips. Reach out nice and long with the side waist, coming into side angle pose. And we can also take this top arm and bring it closer to the ear for a little bit deeper stretch. Breathing into the side waist. And then pull yourself up and reverse this into reverse warrior. So the right palm lifts, we stretch and extend. And then back to our warrior two. And we'll reverse the feet to switch sides. So pivot on the heel, turn the right foot in, turn the left foot out, and sink down into your warrior two. Then your fingertips can come to your shoulders as we turn the body toward the front leg. And then turn the body toward the back leg. I want you to see where you can look each direction. Let the breath flow. Arms can be lengthened if you like that better. Or hands can be at your hips. And there's no movement in the lower body. Everything is really still. One more each direction. And then coming right in the center, reach out through the fingertips, take your gaze to that left hand. And then reach out that direction, shifting the energy. And then coming into side angle pose, either reaching straight up or letting that top arm drift toward your ear. Really elongate and extend. Then as you inhale, come up and reverse warrior. Left hand is lifted, palm is up. Right arm can come behind your back or reach down the outside of that right leg. And then we'll come back to our warrior two. And then press the palms at your heart center. Pivot toward the front and turn the toes forward on each leg. If you feel like your legs are a little wide, you can walk them in a little bit. And then we'll come up into five-pointed star, stretch. And then either hands on the hips or swan diving out, come into a wide leg forward fold. And hold this nice stretch here. So we are going to twist in our forward bend, which gives us some nice stretching through our hamstrings, as well as that lower back. You can use a block in the middle if you need. Place your left hand on the block and open out to the right, stretch up. And then exhale that right hand down. Inhale, open up through the left side, stretch. And down. Your chair is also a nice prop to use, placing your hands on top of a chair as you rotate from side to side, especially if your hamstrings are really tight. And I want you to go at your own pace from one side to the other. And we have two more each direction. Now you're using that supporting hand to kind of anchor your body to get a little bit more twist. And one more each side, rotate. And last time to the left. Once you come down, hold right in the center, take 3 breaths with a generous stretch for the hamstrings. Last breath in. And then we'll walk our hands towards whatever that top edge of your mat is again, where we were before. And then step back to all fours and child's pose. Now you may need a little bit of a cushion at the top of your mat for the next sequence. So we'll be working the core and then moving into our first yin stretch. If you need your chair here to use instead for wrists, please feel free to do that, or elbows as well, because we'll be in planks and down dogs for a bit. So let's take the toes, tuck under, lift the hips up into down dog, press both heels evenly into the mat. We are going to lift the left leg up, then shift to plank and pull the left knee toward the right elbow. So I'm twisting. Reach that left leg up again, inhale. Bring the knee across to the elbow and twist. We have 3 more of these. You can also drop the right knee down to the mat if that feels better for you. Less pressure on those wrists. And 2 more. Now on this last one, hold your twist. And then take this leg and extend it through to the floor. You're going to very gently lower yourself down onto your hip. So if you notice, I have my legs at about 90 degrees. The left leg, the side of the leg is on the mat. The right foot, I've turned my inner thigh toward the floor. I'm just going to start to turn toward the top edge of my mat. And you can be upright here in this twist, or you can lower yourself down using your little cushion there for your head. And we are going to hold this twist. So I want you to be comfortable as we're going to be here for about 2 minutes. Get my timer started. So if you need to be up on your elbows, great. I know some people are flexible enough to lay their chest all the way down onto the mat and turn their head the opposite direction of their feet. So if that's you, you can come into that position. And this is a nice deep twist. We've also got some stretch in that left IT band and glute. And if 2 minutes is too long for you to hold, I want you to give yourself permission to come up and to come out, maybe back to a child's pose or something that feels a little bit more comfortable. So our idea with these yin poses is to be able to relax. We don't want to be fighting and feel like they're really uncomfortable. So some ways that we can make this more comfortable is to bend this knee here and bring it this way. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, give that a try and see if that feels better for you. And that might do the trick. You can also bend the back knee a little bit, and this becomes a little bit more like a modified pigeon stretch. But our goal is to enjoy the twist and to feel the benefits here. And we have 30 seconds left to hold. And 2 more breaths. Now it's kind of tricky to come out of the pose sometimes. So I want you to feel free doing whatever feels best for you. So I'm going to press into my palms. I like to tuck the back toes under so I can lift myself up, and then I can slide that knee back and come back into a down dog or maybe a child's pose. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes here just to notice differences from one side of your body to the other. And then I'm going to turn my prop to the other end of my mat to demonstrate on the opposite side. So let's get ready for the sequence with the right leg. So from your down dog, we'll lift your right leg up, give it a stretch. Then as you shift into plank, bring that right knee across toward the left elbow and twist. And then reach up. We have 5 repetitions, or as many as you can get. Here's from the knee. We're gonna lift up and bring that knee across. And 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, and as we twist, we let the leg come through and then just sit yourself down onto your hip. So right here you can decide, do you want to go ahead and bend your knee already if it worked better for you on the other side, or keep it straight. Outside of that right knee is facing the mat, inside of the left leg, and then turn your body toward the top edge of your mat. And you might want to stay upright or come down to your elbows or relax your forehead all the way down onto your prop. I'll go ahead and start our timer. 2 minutes. Now for me, when I have that underneath leg straight, I really feel it in the IT band. When I bend my knee, I feel it more in the glute. So if you have an area that's a little bit more concerning for you that you want to focus on, you can either choose to bend or straighten that leg. And then just once you settle in and you find that comfortable place, really want you to breathe. This isn't a typical pose that we do every day, so it takes a little bit of time to feel comfortable in your own skin in this pose. So really make adjustments as needed. That's 1 minute down, 1 minute remaining. And remember, you can come out of that pose quicker. If you need to, take a child's pose or another stretch that works better for you today. Now for these last few breaths, I really want you to expand through your rib cage. So as you inhale through the nose, let your ribs flare out. And you can exhale slowly through your nose or through your mouth. Back to a down dog or maybe child. Okay, hopefully I'm back. I looked up after that pose and Jitsi was asking me for passwords, so I hope I'm back on with you. Okay, it looks like I'm still recording. Okay, so we are gonna come down to a reclining twist for our next yin pose. And I'm gonna use a pillow here. And the way you can use this pillow is a couple different ways. You can set your knees on the pillow, or you can actually put the pillow between your knees. Sometimes that's really nice. So I'm going to put that off to the long edge of my mat. And then we'll come down onto our backs. And then hug your right knee up into your chest. And I have my pillow off to my left-hand side because that's the way I'm going to twist, is that direction. So we're just going to hug the knee up and stretch the glute a little bit. 2 more breaths. And then I'm going to drag this right knee across, over, and let it set right on that pillow. Now you can also stack your knees and place the pillow between your knees. And then open your arms out like a T. Check to make sure that both of your shoulder blades are down into the mat. So my right shoulder blade is floating up a little bit, so I'm going to lift my shoulders up off the mat and twist a little deeper. And then that shoulder blade's going to find the mat. You can also leave the opposite hand here and press into that leg for a little bit of extra stretch. All right, we're moving into our time. 2 minutes from here in this twist. So with the neck, we can keep the head straight up, or we can look to the opposite hand, which in this case will be the right hand. And then come back into your breathing. Take some generous breaths into the waist, into the rib cage. Notice you might be feeling a stretch in your pec muscles as well, the chest, especially on that right side. And really slow down your exhalations. Maybe find that ujjayi breath, the whisper breath, where you slightly constrict the back of your throat, especially on the exhalation. It makes a little whisper sound in the back of your throat. It helps the body to relax and calm. And just about 30 seconds remaining here on this side in our twist. And take one more generous breath in. And as you exhale, just roll over onto your left side. So you're going to be facing that direction that your knees were facing. And go ahead and stack your knees one on top of the other. We're going to grab this top ankle here for a quad stretch. Now, if this foot isn't accessible for you to grab and you've got your yoga strap, you can make a little loop around your ankle and grab the ankle with your strap so that you can hold on to it. So take a second for yourself to get into that position. Sometimes bringing the knee forward helps for you to get your ankle first, and then you can pull it back. And we'll hold a quad stretch here, a sideline quad stretch. Now, the more you can draw your knee back, the more you're going to feel this through the hip flexor as well as the quad. And slightly tighten this gluteal muscle on that top leg, the one you're stretching. If you tighten the glute, that'll help you to draw the knee back and to open up the hip flexor and the quadricep. Come into a nice even breath pattern. And we'll take 30 seconds more on this side. And 2 more breaths. And then release that ankle, stack your knees, gently push yourself up so that you can switch sides and leave your props right there. Just spin the legs around. Or you can roll over onto your back and bring the pillow to the other side. So once you prepare, you're down onto your back. And we'll hug that left knee right up into the chest. So it's a great release for the lower back and for the glute. It's a simple stretch, but one of the best stretches to do, in my opinion, on an everyday basis. We can press our low back down and feel that lumbar spine elongating, feel a nice release there in those typically tight muscles. And then we are going to slowly drag this left knee over onto your props. And then check to make sure that your left shoulder blade is still into the mat. So for me, it's lifted. So what I do is I press the back of my head into the floor, which allows me to lift my shoulders up. I can turn a little deeper and set them back down onto the mat. And then your gaze can look toward that left hand as I reset our clock for a 2-minute reclining twist. Now also you can stack those knees and place the pillow between your knees, which is another wonderful way to take this twist. Most important is to find a place where you are feeling comfortable. And just check in. Always having your mind on your body, the brain and body connected. It's okay to kind of drift off a little bit in some of these poses, but not to the point where you would be holding something that's not feeling good for your body. So really listening to any areas that are talking to you, saying it's time to make an adjustment here. And reconnect with the breath. Long, deep, and slow, relaxing breaths. And we have 30 seconds remaining in this twist. My last breath in. And we'll roll over onto the right side to stack the knees. And we'll reach for this ankle here to do our quad stretch, or loop your strap around your ankle. And once you have that ankle, pull the knee back into your stretch. So the yoga strap gives you the option to have your knee not bent as much, so that you can lengthen out that joint a little bit. And some of us might need that because of a knee replacement or arthritis, something like that. So the yoga strap is a really amazing tool for that. So let's tighten this top glute, squeeze and pull back, opening up through the quad and through the hip flexor. Now, if you have pretty flexible quads, you're not going to feel a lot in this stretch. It's going to be more of a maintenance stretch. For me, I'm really tight in the quad, so this is really deep and really tough for me. So just take it to that place that feels okay for your body today. And know that those yin stretches don't always have to feel really intense. And we have 30 seconds remaining. And last breath in. Exhale slowly. And then release that ankle and press yourself up back to a comfortable seat. So we're going to be working on the neck for a little bit here. If you feel more comfortable sitting in a chair or up on a cushion, something that makes you feel more comfortable as you're seated here, that would be fantastic. So I just want you to close your eyes for a moment and really lengthen through the crown of the head. Then we'll reach the right arm straight up to the ceiling. And reach the right fingertips over toward your left ear. And I'm just going to gently set my hand there. I'm not really pulling. And then side stretch your neck over to the right. If it feels uncomfortable for your hand to be there, you can just let your hand go and just tip your head to the side. Then take the first two fingers of the left hand, your peace fingers, index and middle finger, and start to draw a line down the outside of your neck on that left side. And you're moving along the lines of your neck. So you're not going across the fibers, but you're going from right underneath the ear down toward the clavicle. And just easing out any tension here in the side of the neck. If you find a little tight spot, you can press and hold. A little bit of an acupressure type of action where you just hold on that tight spot. And just a couple more breaths here. And then release that left hand, release the right hand, and bring your head back to neutral. And then turn your head to the right. Just rotate and look as far as you can in that direction. Then turn your head as far as you can to the left. And come back to center. We'll repeat that sequence on the other side. So eyes can close if you'd like. We'll take the left arm up. Bring the fingertips across toward the ear and gently tip your head to that left side. So we're elongating the right side of the neck. And we take the peace fingers on the right hand, index and middle, and draw a line down the scalenes, those tight muscles in the neck. And I found a little lump right there, tight spot, so I'm going to stay right on that spot and let that tension go. You can always release that left hand from your head and just let it drop to the side. You didn't know you were going to get a massage today, did you? All right, couple more breaths here. And then release that right hand down, release the left hand, and bring your head back to neutral. Then rotate to the left. And all the way to the right. And back to center. Now just allow your chin to drop down towards your chest. Take the peace fingers on both hands and work them down from the base of your skull along both sides of your neck. And again, we're going in that direction. The muscles are going north and south of the spine. Or you can find a spot and hold and press. And you can even go way up where you think that you're on the skull itself, and you are, but the muscles actually continue to move up onto that bony part of the skull, and they attach up there, working the muscles. And just a couple more breaths here, our last neck stretch. And then release the hands down, bring the head back to neutral. And we'll take a half neck circle. So tip your right ear to your right shoulder. Roll down chin to chest. Left ear, left shoulder. And back to neutral. We'll do two more that direction. Right ear, right shoulder. Chin to chest. Left ear, left shoulder. And neutral. Last one. Pause, and when you're ready, reverse. Left ear, left shoulder. Chin to chest. Right ear, right shoulder. And neutral. Two more. So I'm not tipping this one back and creating a full circle. I'm just doing a half. And last one. And then just coming to that comfortable seat, we'll inhale to reach the arms out and up. Exhale and twist to the right. The entire body rotates. Left hand comes across the right knee. Right hand comes behind you and rotate. And inhale back to neutral, reach those arms up. Exhale, turn to the left, a big twist, last one on this side, rotate, looking behind. And inhale, reach back up, stretch. Press the palms together and exhale, thumbs into the heart. We'll close our eyes for just a moment as we close our practice today. With our Anjali Mudra, gives us the opportunity to express our gratitude and honor and respect. And I am so grateful and honored for this opportunity to lead you through your practice today. I hope the neck and the spine feels great, and the light and love and joy that reside within me honors the light and love and joy in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. Sorry for that little technical blip. I hope it wasn't too bad, and I'll shut up our recording if anybody would like to stay for a moment. And I will see you tomorrow for Cardio HIIT. Thank you, everybody.